Howdy, y'all. My name is Bryce. I'm coming at you with some Norco, Chapter 1, Faraway Lights. Now, I don't really know much about this game. I was looking around on Itch.io and saw this on there, and the aesthetic jumped out at me. What can I say? I'm a sucker for this kind of like neon stuff. It has really cool looking kind of motorcycle gameplay that reminds me of things like Road Rash and whatnot, but I don't know if that's the gameplay because it said something like kind of like a text adventure or something. I honestly have no idea. I had to resize stuff to make it work over there, so hopefully it all works properly. We'll see as we go forward. If anything gets off screen, I'll try and adjust as need be. But let's go ahead and start this out. It's a free demo available over on Itch.io. There'll be a link down below so you can play it yourself. And they're currently working on the game, building stuff up a little bit more. So we'll see. All right, looks like everything's on screen. All right. You hopped a train to Chicago and onward to the West Coast. You thought you'd never return to Louisiana, that the ghosts wouldn't find you hiding along the road. You climbed above the luminous skylines of the vast urban archipelago and the mountains and forests and weeds that covered fences in the deep night of your waning teenage life. You were angry. You got in fights. You ran for police. You shoplifted. You shoplifted small insignificant things and sold them on the meshwork. You spoke to your brother Alec infrequently, learning of your mother's declining health, her insomnia, her increasingly erratic behavior. You ignored the urgency in his voice, and yet by and by you found yourself traveling back east. You joined the army of the Mesa tribes, fighting for control of stolen lands. For months you were in the company of renegade androids and fugitives, away from the meshwork, hearing no news of home. You hid the labyrinthine nuclear tunnels of New Mexico, repairing robots and weaponry. You watched Albuquerque burn from the Sandias as the armies of far-right junta bloodied the parched land. You managed to escape by hiding in the noxious belly of a tank as it crawled east along Interstate 40. At each checkpoint, you breathed slowly into a wet rag, your head pounding, your human comrades vomiting quietly into the sickening trough that ran beneath. At a motel in Texas, you ran a call home through an encrypted deck. You ran a call home. You knew by the tenor of Alec's hello that your mother was already dead. You terminated the call, shouldered your bag, and returned to the highway. 5 years had passed, and the ghosts were calling you back home. Chapter 1, Faraway Lights. I'm going to quickly move this up real quick. A little bit better there. All right, cool. You awake from a delirious dream to find yourself in your childhood bedroom. Okay, look or move. All right, and then we have a map as well. Okay, so yes, this is very much an adventure game. Cool. Norco, Louisiana. That's where we are. Can't go anywhere else yet. Let's go back to the map. Let's look around. Room. This used to be the laundry room. After your brother was born, your mom renovated it so that you could have your own bedroom. Artifacts from your childhood adorn the shelves and walls. Tapes, records, posters, old photographs. I love the colors, man. It's so good. Can I click on stuff? No. Your UX500 flickers beside the telephone on a shoddy particle board desk. The chill December air drifts through many cracks and creases in the walls. The chemical glow of the Shield oil refinery softly illuminates the landscape outside the window. The door facing your bed leads directly to the backyard. The door on the opposite wall goes to the living room. Okay, let's move. Living room or yard? Let's go to the living room first, then we'll head outside. Alec's video game consoles collect dust above the antique television. Old books from your childhood rest silently upon the bookshelf as they always have. A family photo sits upon the desk behind you. A family photo sits upon the desk. Behind you, a short hallway leads to your mom's office. Public notes are spread across the dinner table. Your mom, being the obsessive-compulsive person that she was, would have never left straight paper sitting out like that. Suggests that she had grown particularly weak or forgetful before her death, or perhaps died before she ever finished reading them. It's through this detail that you begin to sense a lingering presence of your mother. All right, let's look first. Door to the office. You weren't allowed to set foot inside the office as a child. This would have proven difficult anyhow, as your mom installed a key card reader on the door when you were just a toddler. Try the handle. No use. The door was locked. Speak aloud. Speak to the empty room. You feel your mother ghost stare past you, unable to hear your voice. Oh, there she was. After a moment, the feeling goes away. Wow, I gotta pay more attention to what's going on up here. I'm reading too much. All right, look. Let's look at the door again. Oh, let's look at the family photo. Your mother and your brother, Pensacola, Florida. Summer Y76X. Okay. Look at the door again. Kick the door. You kick several times, but it's useless. The solid oak door is immovable. All right. One last time, I'll knock on it as well. Let's just see. Why not? There's no response. All right. So we've already looked around the whole place. So then I guess we'll move to the yard. So we're looking for a key card. Mom's key card. Right? And there was nothing else in the bedroom, I don't think. Right? We looked around and there wasn't anything that we could interact with. All right, outside. There's the smoke. Smoke rises slowly from beyond the train tracks, along the refinery skyline. A gentle wind passes from the direction of the lake. The air is cool. Million watches the refinery lights from the tailgate of the truck. Is that his name? Million? Million. Look. Motorcycle, truck, refinery, Million. All right, motorcycle. Your mom's old 4-cylinder 350cc bike. It has extensive rust and wear. Looks like it hasn't been ridden in a while. Look at the truck. The truck was your grandfather's. You remember riding in his lap while he let you steer. The dead wasp that mysteriously collected behind the seat. The smell of grease and nicotine. You and Alec would drive the truck into New Orleans on the weekends. No AC, windows down. The rattling chassis was almost deafening going 75 on Interstate 10. Since your mom's death, Million has been slowly repairing the vehicle. Right? Let's go to the refinery. The towers of the refinery wink quietly in a subtle and familiar rhythm. This landscape was the jungle gym of your youth. You would sneak through culverts and broken fences to explore the daunting boulevards of machines that hid beyond. You could feel the heat of the flare stacks raging 70 feet above you as you darted between monoliths. You discovered entire graveyards within the borders of the facility, a lasting reminder of the communities that once existed there. There were less drones guarding the perimeter in those days. Were you to attempt such trespassing today, it would require more sophistication. Lastly, let's look at Million. Oh, it's an android. The android sits in her characteristic slouch, lost in thought. For being a security cyborg, you feel that you've never encountered a more gentle intelligence on this earth. Her carapace has taken on the rusted and weather-worn qualities of the rest of the machinery in the yard. All right, let's talk. Talk to Million.
Ah, you're awake. You'll sleep through anything. Worse than your brother, it seems.
Sleep through anything?
I was turning over the engine on that bike to test the coils. It was quite noisy. The coils are in good shape now. All we need is a new fuse, and we can use it to get around while I finish repairing the truck. I heard the phone ring while you were asleep, but had my hands full.
Were you expecting a call?
Many people have been calling since Kiki died. However, I'm unable to check the voicemail because your mother put a lock on it. Alec knows the code, but is rarely around.
He's useless. I wonder where he could be.
He's at the bar, or the video store, if I had to guess.
Let's see. Why would so many people be calling?
Your mother left behind a lot of loose ends. She was conducting research for a collector in New Orleans, and I sensed that a lot of people would like their hands on that data.
Who exactly would want to see the data? Who's the collector?
I haven't a clue. There are things Kiki never discussed with me. As the cancer spread, she severed contact with the man. She always had one client or another, all of them very strange people. I never asked questions.
Let's see. I was stupid to take her knowledge for granted.
Your mother had a lot to teach, but she was not always the easiest person to get along with. She nearly pushed your brother to the breaking point. Had you stayed in Norco, who knows what your state of mind would be like today. Remember that.
Who exactly would want to see the data?
Your mother spent her entire life researching this town. She knew a lot of things about it that no one else did. She mapped the lost villages of La Branche and the Mumsel graveyard. She knew of many histories that others have forgotten. History has a lot of value in this place.
So anyway, where can we get a fuse for that bike?
The gas station just up the road has fuses, but you may have to persuade Watt to let you in.
I guess that's it.
All right, use. Can I use anything? Use the motorcycle. Can't. That thing won't run until we replace the fuse. All right, let's move. Living room, bedroom, leave. Okay, so I need to go to the gas station and try and convince Watt to give us a fuse. I'm enjoying this. I don't know about y'all. I'm really enjoying this. I like the setting and kind of the feeling of it. Look at the giant robot in the background. Do you see that? This guy over here. Look at that. Doesn't that look like a giant head, like giant android thing in the distance? It's crazy. Let's see.
So many evenings spent watching traffic pass in front of this corner store. Little has changed. The neighboring business still sits abandoned. Watt Schexnader stands near his truck as he does nearly every evening, seething with anger, intent on scaring away customers. A freight-loading android is being repaired over the levee in the Batcher Woods. The streets are quiet and empty. A desolate evening in the neighborhood.
So that's the freight-loading robot, I bet, or android. All right, let's look around. Let's look at Watt.
Watt Schexnader grew up with your mom. Apparently he was a pretty hyperactive kid back then, so in that regard, not much has changed. He used to work at this gas station until the new owner replaced him with a digital kiosk. Since then, he's loitered outside the place in order to drive away business. He's a purveyor of many elaborate conspiracies related to the river parishes, and often includes your mother in his paranoid narratives.
Let's speak to him.
Wow, look who it is! Always knew I'd see you back here. A lot of your type have been coming back these days, infesting the whole swamp with your cultural Marxism. Can't get a job with your liberal arts degrees, unemployable. And am I surprised to find that your first stop is this corruption? Of course I'm not. Your mother always wished to be an urban intellectual. She was ashamed of her humble roots. She instilled degenerative values in you, and now here you are. A free market is one in which there is unrestricted competition among men. Men, not robots. Adam Smith could not foresee an age in which humankind would be a slave to craven homosexual machines.
This is dealing with some heavy topics right now.
We must be the masters of our destiny, not the idle, emasculated perverts that they wish for us to become. Step not into this den of perversion. It is not too late for you to turn away to honor the memory of your grandfather. Go elsewhere for your knickknacks and string cheese.
Dude, my mom just died.
Of course I know she's supposed to have died. Am I stupid enough to believe it? No! And neither are you, but I understand you must play the part. Your mother is secreted away in one of the towers that rise from Lake Maurepas, protected by the hidden hand of the land syndicate. It would take a most gullible fool to believe otherwise. Your fake tears will not get you access into this vile reptile lair.
What is the land syndicate?
Is this part of your pithy act? Or are you really so stupid? The syndicate owns large swaths of land all across the parish. Your mother has been excavating their lands for decades, sometimes illegally, and on other times at their request. You surely must be an oblivious and self-absorbed individual not to know nothing of this. Or maybe your brain has at last begun to rot after years of exposure to degenerative ideologies. Nonetheless, because I have great respect for your grandfather, I will share with you a detail to which even the most cunning patriots of this swamp remain blind. The syndicate has contracted private foreign entities to assemble infrastructure hidden by transparency shrouds all across the rim of the lake. The scheme takes on an alien appearance when mapped alongside Shield Oil's assets. I have conducted extensive investigation into the history of the European colonizers of this land and the Choctaw that came before them. The evolution of this community into a petrochemical manufacturing Goliath was no accident, but was designed centuries ago by a grander power than mankind. The Land Syndicate is of this origin and is seeking to build a device with enormous psychotronic potential. We must foil this enterprise, and soon, lest all of humanity perish. I'm hungry.
Really sucks you lost your job. What if I got you a caramel crab cake from inside? Gotta go what? What if I got you a caramel crab cake?
A caramel crab cake, you say? Savory, and yet also sweet. It has been a long day, and I am in need of substance. Perhaps I will allow you to enter just this once, on the condition that you deliver me said morsel. But remain vigilant! I have twice seen unusual figures, extraterrestrial in form, enter by way of the rear exit.
It's almost certain that they are using the facility to incubate homunculi. This dude's crazy. All right, let's look. What else do we see? We see Watt. We talk to Watt. Let's go inside. Walk over the levee. Let's go inside. Man. All right.
You'd say the inside of the corner store has seen better days if it hadn't been in a state of complete disrepair your entire life. The disembodied illuminated head of the kiosk levitates silently at the front of the store. Assorted snacks line the shelves. You suspect they haven't been restocked in some time. A dusty bag of caramel crab cakes hang limp and deflated at the counter. The fuses are along the back aisle near the rear exit.
Buy. Caramel crab cake.
Please wait while I detect your financial account. $277 has been deducted from your account.
Buy. Fuse.
Please wait while I detect your financial account. $150 has been deducted from your account.
Look.
Rear exit.
An assortment of odd instrumentation hides in the obscure light behind the exit. You can barely make out what appears to be a bulbous form suspended in liquid.
Is that it? Okay. Move. Let's go to the rear exit.
I apologize, but the restroom area is off limits until renovations are complete.
What's going on back there?
What do you think is going on back there?
I think you're breeding homunculi.
Huh?
How about this? Mind your own business.
Rude. I'd like to speak to your manager.
Though I may look like an ATM machine to you, I own this franchise, so you're talking to her. Also, I saw you speaking to Watt out there. I've got eyes all over this property. Contrary to what that loudmouth claims, I never fired him. It was simply that the sheer indignity of working beneath an artificially sentient being was more than his fragile ego could bear. Forgive me for ranting, but he has exhausted my patience.
Why not call the police?
Why not call the police?
Cops in this parish hate AI. If I call them, they'd likely get me with a code enforcement violation.
That's too bad.
That's too bad.
Sure is.
That sucks. Oh, same deals before. Whoops. All right, move. I guess we leave. That's unfortunate.
Watt stands expectantly before the door.
Speak. Well, here's your snack, you disgusting baby. I'm gonna say that.
Here's your snack, you disgusting baby.
Are you calling me a baby, you little punk?
Yeah, because you're harassing this business for no reason.
No reason? Let me guess. The kiosk told you that she didn't fire me, that she's just so nice and wonderful. All are typical lies. Well, hear me. There is something very strange happening within the doors of this corner store, and that entity, whatever it is at the center of it. Now go away. You've managed to piss me off. Yeah, we'll go. Let's move. Let's walk over the levee. Let's go look at that machine. The one that's supposed to be like the... What was it, like lifting freight or something like that? Robo-Hobo is what this guy's named. Let's see.
Soon as you came over the levee, you scared off the damn dog, and I don't know where the hell he might have went.
Is that it? Leave? That's all I can do? I can go see Robo-Hobo and the dog runs away? Okay. Gas station. Excuse me.
Gas station.
All right, map. Let's just head home. I scared away a dog. I feel bad. I hope it was, I hope it gets back home. I love this couch, by the way. That looks like an old couch I used to have.
You're in the living room.
Let us move to the yard.
Backyard.
Use motorcycle.
You got the fuse. Good. We'll be able to use the bike to get around town until I'm done with the truck. It concerns me that Alex still hasn't returned. He's been spending a lot of his time at the video store lately. Perhaps we should ride by and look for him.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, I love this. Look at this.
The edge of the world bleeds a yellow that you knew as a child. Airline highway passes beneath your feet. Look.
Refinery.
The halogen and flames shimmer in the distant haze beyond the cypress groves and strip malls that line the highway. At the outer reaches of the facility is a chaos of fences and wires, wound haphazardly through pipeline mecca to form otherworldly sculptures smoking and articulating into the approaching night. You think, perhaps, that Watt is not so crazy to interpret this landscape in all of its alluring brutality as part of an ancient and unknowable design. It beams its flaring gaze like a holy place, one belonging to a vagabond species adrift in a dark and a treacherous cosmos.
Look at the borrow ditch.
The borrow ditch is filled with detritus from both the swamp and the road. On a typical summer day, the ditch would be alive with duckweed and alligators sunbathing on logs alongside the large red-eared terrapin that you and Alec would catch to sell behind the Royal Burger after school. On this cool December evening, the reptiles are scarce, the ditch clear of vegetation, and the water a psychedelic reflection of the sky, filtered through a rainbow sheen of highway runoff.
Ask about what?
Early on in my escape, after you untethered me and I was spending much of my time hiding in your mother's office, Watt would come by the house to ask Kiki suspicious questions. I was convinced that he knew she was harboring me, and that his intention was to report us to Robotics Division. Thankfully, my fear was never realized. After gaining my waiver of personhood, I began leaving the house more and would often encounter Watt around town. He was as thin-skinned and bombastic then as he is now, and yet, as Kiki put it, on some level he was perhaps more kind than he wished to be. She believed that, at his core, there is a man too afraid of this world to ever act, and that his convictions are malleable and subject to the slightest influences of his immediate experience. I've seen some evidence of this. If you tickle his ego, he will speak kindly of you, and all those who are like you in appearance, material existence, or creed. But if you insult him, he will advocate for the imprisonment of your kind. Though he's foolish and lacks credibility in this regard, I hazard that his understanding of Norco's history is often less outrageous than it seems. He has shouted many elaborate theories that Kiki, through her research, determined to be a strong reflection of the truth. In that respect, he should not be dismissed or underestimated.
Ask about Alec.
The year that you left, Alec became uncontrollable. His behavior made Kiki hysterical. After he was expelled from Destrahan, he began running drugs from New Orleans into the parish, making himself many enemies. He put those things behind him after your mother's illness, but now that she's gone, I don't know what to expect.
I really should have stuck around.
Maybe.
Sorry for leaving.
Alec took it very personally, but your mother understood. She always wanted you to experience America before it devoured itself.
Did you take it personally?
What a silly question. My intellect is not ruled by emotions as it is for your species.
Ask. Shield oil.
SHIELD has been expanding steadily since you left. They have bought out residences in Dimes, Good Hope, and Mumsel, and maintained de facto control of the Batcher. Kiki took your grandfather's boat out into the lake to investigate reports of construction along the western shoreline, but was unable to find any evidence of it.
Destination. All right, we're going to the video store? Yeah.
Video store.
There's a wizard on a poster back there. Let's see. Look.
Video store. This has been Alec's refuge from the world since he was old enough to ride a bike. He used to gather with his friends to skate and play cards around back, before the owner cracked down on it.
Poster. Now carrying HV Star horrible vacuum something or other. Oh,
Now carrying horrible vacuum word movies. Word movies?
look at the teenagers.
2 teenagers are engaged in an animated discussion on the bench outside the store.
Listen in.
So it wasn't like, I had it in my hand, you know. I could have walked out with it.
So why didn't you?
It was like I wasn't controlling my feet or something. Like, as soon as I had the thought, did I just leave? I couldn't walk. Couldn't move. I put it down and everything was fine. I walked outside, no problem. That thing must have been sitting in that house for like 50 years. There's graffiti all over the walls and everything. It's not like people aren't going in there. So why hasn't anyone taken it yet?
Spooky, man.
Spooky is right. I hope S.H.I.E.L.D. just demolishes that house. Something's wrong with it. I'm serious.
All right, that's all? Look at the teenagers again.
It seems the couple has moved on from the subject of the haunted house, but you're unable to make out what they're saying.
Creep yet again or don't creep? Don't creep. That's fine. Move. Let's go inside. Let's go around back. Let's see if he's around back like he used to be.
This is a sacred place. A slab of concrete infused with many years of laughter and double dares and exploration. You hoped that you'd find Alex sitting on a bucket like he would so often in his teenage years, staring into the encroaching crescent of light from the New Orleans metropolis. But this evening, the slab is empty.
Turn to the front of the store. This music is amazing, by the way. Move. Inside.
Video track looks exactly the same except for the face behind the counter, who you recognize as Alex's high school friend Erica. She nods and smiles as you step through the door.
No way! I haven't seen you in ages. I heard you were fighting the Mesa and all this crazy business. Alex showed me some pictures, and damn, you're looking tougher, too. But hey, I heard the news, and my heart goes out to y'all. It's crushing. Kiki always treated me like a daughter.
She loved you a great deal, Erica.
Yeah, man. She was the absolute best. She was just, she was amazing. It was hard to watch such a brilliant mind turn against itself. I think Alec was kind of glad you went around to see that, but it affected him. It really did. A lot of people are broken up about it. We've been talking about sneaking a projector behind the store to show her some old movies she liked. And maybe some pictures from her travels or something. Like a memorial kind of thing. Burn some sage, that type of thing. How would you feel about that? I understand if it's too soon.
That would be wonderful.
Cool, excellent. I'll get some things together. Just hit me up if you have any ideas or pictures you'd want to include or anything. A photo from home, maybe?
That's a very considered offer, Erica, and could be just the kind of catharsis many of us need. But for the moment, we're looking for Alec. Have you seen or heard from him recently?
Last I saw Alec when I gave him a ride to the Floodgate Tavern yesterday afternoon. Said he was meeting a couple of folks who were going to help him with some yard work in Good Hope. Why? He hasn't been by the house?
He didn't return to the house yesterday evening, but that isn't entirely unusual for him lately. Perhaps he will.
Or perhaps he, met someone at the bar?
Yes, well, I believe the tavern will be our next stop in any event.
Look at the cat. I'd like to introduce you to the newest member of the Video Track family. I'm not the baby anymore. That mantle now belongs to the illustrious Crouton. We found him behind the dumpster out back licking cardboard. He's a little devil, so watch out. Crouton, that's a great name. Dude's been sitting at that table with goggles strapped to his head since I came in before lunch. He must be wearing a diaper or something. Hey, Mark! Are you wearing a diaper?
Yeah, so... How fascinating.
A lot of kids have been spending their lunch money to rent that Holotron deck. I saw a video of an ephemeral AI hacking one of those things to stream more footage in 3D at some tech expo. People lost their minds. The guy on stage took his shirt off and threw it over the display to prevent it from broadcasting. I don't know why that was his first move, but that's what he did. Anyhow, didn't even work. Too bright. Someone from the audience walked up on stage and slid the cover shut.
Wow, that's really stupid.
Look at the TV.
The evening news broadcast drones on quietly beneath the ambient sounds of the shop.
Listen in.
The suspect behind last night's pipeline explosion in Lower Plaque Mines is an untethered channel security android that goes by the name Lucky. If anyone has any information related to this android, the Robotics Division asks that you please call Crime Stoppers immediately. The suspect is considered armed and dangerous.
I am certain I've seen that android someplace before.
Is that Robo-Hobo? Poster. Blast Faster is the jam! You have that old UX500 at the house, right? You should rent it. See if you can beat my score.
Yes, please.
You won't regret it. I'll put it on your brother's account. Here you go. 1 copy of Blast Faster. Look at the poster again. Best game. You're gonna love it. All right. Talk to Erica some more. What's up? What are word movies? Yeah, what are word movies? Saw that poster up front, huh? Sketchy dude from Kenner has been bringing them around. Friend of the boss. Pretty much just stories on a floppy disk. You can load them into a UX500 and read them.
So in what way is that a movie?
It's not a movie in any way, just a text document. I have no idea why he calls them word movies. The latest title is... Look out! The hideous swamp creature is right by you. You want to rent it or what?
Sure.
Cool. Your loss. Here's your word movie. Talk to Erica again. We know where she last talked to him. All right, let's move. Let's go outside. I saw that was spelled a little bit wrong. It said outies. That's all right. Video store. Let's move. Let's leave. Heading on up to the bar. Yutzi. Oh, okay.
You have reached the end of the demo. Thank you for visiting. You can keep up with the project at geographyofrobots.com. I'll be posting artwork, videos, development information, and small interactive modules, so keep an eye out. Peace.
Whoa, all right. All right, so right after that, it just quickly cut to the desktop. So here is what the intro video kind of is. It's a really cool little art video and whatnot. So that was our demo. And I'm really looking forward to this game. I think it's pretty cool. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. If you did, there'll be links in the description where you can go and check out Norco Chapter 1 Faraway Lights yourself. It's just a demo for right now. They're working on improving the game, making it, expanding on it and building on it. So I'm going to be keeping track of it. Hopefully y'all are too. So with all that, thank you all for watching. If you like what you saw, please be sure to give this video a like, a favorite, and subscribe to the channel. My name has been Price, and I will see y'all next time.